This team is something else, man. Another comeback victory. They easily could have mailed it in. You could tell the back-to-back was really affecting their energy. I mean, they were killing teams in transition, and that just really wasn't a thing tonight for most of the game. Now, 40 points in the first quarter, giving up 32 in the second, third quarter, 38 points. Now, in the fourth quarter, you got to give them credit. They found something. They found an extra gear and held the Wizards to 16 points. I think two players really shifted the energy defensively. Number one, Quentin Grimes. He finishes with 3 steals, 2 blocks. He was a plus 19 on the night, 23 points. And then, of course, Adem Bona. I mean, he just took over. It felt like he had 7 blocks to end the game. He finished the game with 5 blocks. He had that clutch block at the end of regulation, just getting it in time before the goaltend, and that resulted in overtime. I also want to give Nick Nurse a lot of credit because he had some key plays. So it's 123-126. This was after a long stoppage, so you know they drew this up in the huddle. I think early on, CJ McCollum was expecting Grimes to screen for Maxey to get the switch. So as you can tell, he wasn't expecting Bona to then screen for Grimes. And just a huge shot. I mean, Grimes early this season has been very, very clutch. And then this was an out-of-timeout play. Once again, great decision by Nick Nurse. Look how high they're setting the screen at the logo, so now Maxey can build up speed against a center. Also, I think the Sixers knew that the Wizards would be really hesitant to help, because in this moment, the Wizards will live with the 2. You can't give up a 3. And you can tell the pick-and-roll coverage from Alex Sarr. He was all about running Maxey off the 3-point line. And that was a quick-hitting, easy basket, putting major pressure on Washington to score, and they just couldn't live up to that pressure. So I got to give Nick Nurse major props because those were, big moments, and those plays worked to perfection. Also, let me know if you thought the same. As I was watching the game, I was like, yeah, Tyrese Maxey just doesn't have it tonight. His legs really aren't there. Also, him and VJ, you could tell, they were gassed out of their mind. And I think you saw it in the stat line for VJ. He was really settling. He wasn't looking to drive at all. He took 8 3-pointers, only 4 2-pointers. Maxey defensively was also getting blown by CJ McCollum pretty easily. So yeah, the high minutes were definitely affecting both VJ and Maxey. And those guys have been the energy for the Sixers. So I really think that affected them as a whole. Saying all that, at the end of the game, I look at the stat sheet, 47 minutes for Maxey again. I mean, let that dude sleep all day, get him an ice bath. See, you know what I'm saying? Take the day off tomorrow, Maxey, please. 39 points, 10 assists. So I'm like, it feels like an average Maxey game, but look at the stat line. That's crazy. And once again, he had clutch buckets. It wasn't like Orlando yesterday where he just completely took over, but he had his moments for sure. I mean, 121, 126. It seems like Washington played perfect defense. I mean, this is the shot you want to give up, a deep 2-pointer. And Maxey hits it because that's what he does when it matters most. And then again, down by 5 points, this possession looks like perfect defense, and somehow, some way, he carves out enough space to find an angle on this reverse layup to make it a 1-possession game. And you could tell he just didn't have his legs for his 3-pointer, so he was really just trying to get downhill, and it was working. He also turned into a foul merchant at the end of the game. I believe he had like 12 points in overtime. So once again, Maxey showed up when it mattered most. Now, I think he benefited from, Quentin Grimes taking over in that fourth quarter, Adem Bona doing his thing in overtime, but still super impressive. He got off to such a fast start, but then it just seemed like he ran out of gas and everything was short, especially his 3-pointers. And obviously, the defense is a work in progress. I think that's like the biggest thing about Joel Embiid right now. You got Alex Sarr going right at him confidently. I mean, how many times have we seen Embiid just get absolutely cooked in the ISO situation? I mean, even Marvin Bagley was giving him the business, and it seems like he really can't consistently jump around the rim. Like, he's in the right spot, but he just doesn't have enough athleticism to deny anyone. The only bigs who have success on him ISO-wise is like Giannis and Jokic. Usually those types of bigs, like a Marvin Bagley, they don't even look at the rim when Joel Embiid is guarding them. I will say in the second half, he was much better defensively. He was more engaged and gave more effort. But yeah, right now he is definitely a negative defender, and that definitely hurts. But offensively, I think for the most part, he looks great. I thought they played a little too much Embiid ball tonight, but I think that was just the case of, VJ and Maxey being super duper tired. And the one thing I'll say about the defense is it does seem like they've been able to tap into an extra gear and come up with stops when they need them most. So I think that right there gives you hope that they have more potential defensively than the worst in the NBA. Like they could be a middle of the pack defense. But also, I think Paul George is really going to help them. I think he's definitely going to help VJ on that end of the floor because you're not going to have to ask VJ to scale up nearly as much. He's still going to have to do it for sure. That's just going to happen in the modern NBA. But with Paul George, I mean, you could have put him on Keyshawn George, who was absolutely destroying the Sixers tonight. Shout out him. I think the Wizards should have relied on him more in crunch time than Chris Middleton, who shot 4 of 11, and CJ McCollum, who shot 4 of 14. But I'll take it. I want to give the Wizards credit. I thought they played spectacular. Like, Alex Sarr was going right at Joel Embiid. And I understand Joel is not the same Embiid defensively, but still, it was impressive. And overall, I thought the Sixers defense was very weak in the first half. But I thought they came out in the second half and they were trying to get back into it. And the Wizards were like, yeah, it's too late. 38 points in the third quarter. And it felt like they hit every shot, every three-pointer. That's probably the craziest thing for me. It felt like a lot of times during that third quarter, and even to start the fourth quarter, there was like kill shots from the Wizards. Like the Sixers would have a run, and then you get a three-pointer from Trey Johnson. It's like, oh yeah, there goes all the points we just got. We gave them right back. Also, again, cooking on the offensive glass. Is this a thing for this team? 18 offensive rebounds for the Sixers. The Washington Wizards had 13. I'm just proud of the Sixers for, not giving up during this game because it felt like at times it was over. Now, this makes me really scared for next game because we're facing Boston. And I think in the NBA, it's really hard to beat a team twice in a row. On top of that, I think it's very tough to win 5 straight games in the NBA. And let's just be honest, the Sixers have been, playing with fire. They are undefeated, but at the same time, a couple bounces go the other way, they could be 2-2. So it kind of feels like they're due for a loss. And Boston has really struggled to start the year, so maybe they're, bound to get back on the winning track. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm nervous, but I was nervous for tonight because it felt like a trap game, and they just keep winning, so hopefully that continues. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments section. Are you impressed? Are you worried about the defense? I am, but also, I think Paul George will help, and also it's good to see they can, get the important stop when it matters. But how about that offense?